Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today is Friday the 13th, so by nature, just like every artist is doing today, I'm sure, we're going to be doing a Jason Voorhees inspired makeup look. Of course, mine is a female version though, so we're going to go with Mrs. Voorhees. I was Mrs. Voorhees for Halloween one year. I got the jersey that you can get from the Halloween store, like the jersey dress, you know? So, whatever. Anyways, I am covering up my brows. I'm using my glue stick. And I'm just going back and forth through those hairs and then laying them down straight as they would lay naturally with a spoolie and going back over those brows about 2 times with the glue stick. Then I'm going to put on my eyeshadow primer potion from Urban Decay in Eden to prime my lids while those brows are drying. And then I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and I'm going to put that right on top of those eyebrows with a disposable sponge. For the eyes, I'm using my Kat Von D Saints and Sinners palette. And I'm taking the black and the very dark brown matte shades that are in this palette. We're just doing a really kind of messy, smoky eye. I'm first laying down my jumbo eye pencil from NYX Cosmetics in Black Bean, and I'm just using this as a base for the black shadow on my lid. I'm first outlining the holes that we're going to have for the mask where you can see the eyes through. So I'm just taking my Urban Decay Walk of Shame eye pencil. It's just a nude shade that's really easy to paint over just so I can kind of get an idea and a base for where I'm going to paint everything and how much I want to smoke out my smoky eye. Then taking the black shade from the Kat Von D palette, I'm packing that on top of the eye pencil to set it and make it look more matte and not so shiny and make it a lot deeper. Taking the deep brown shade, I believe it's called Crucifix, I'm putting that into the crease and blending the black into that and then blending that up onto my lid. Taking another Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On eye pencil, this is their black shade in 0. I'm putting that into my waterline and I am dragging it down onto my lash line quite a bit. Also on my top lash line, I'm just kind of lining it, and then also I am lining my waterline on the top there. Just putting a little bit of concealer on the bottom, just a little bit, and using my finger to blend it out. And I only put it in that area because the rest of our face is going to be painted, so no point in doing it anywhere else. And then I am really smoking out that bottom lash line, taking it into the inner corner, and I am making it really, really messy as well. I mean, we're a serial killer. They're not going to have the prettiest makeup if they're running around murdering people, right? Taking my Marc Jacobs mascara, I'm using this one because it's the thickest one that makes your lashes look clumpy if you want them to and makes them look really full. So I'm using that for my top and bottom lashes and making the bottom ones look especially clumpy. And then I'm applying a pair of falsies just for that extra glam-ness, because why not? Using my Snazaroo White Face paint. This is not the best face paint in the world, but it is easily accessible because it's sold at Michael's. So I'm using this as my white base. I'm first kind of outlining the mask and the little points that are holding the mask, like the straps on his head. So I'm outlining that first, and I'm using my Bdellium tools to paint today as well. You can use the code CANDYCORN to save 20% off of their SFX brushes, which that deal is going to end at the end of the month because they're not going to be selling the SFX brushes anymore after October. So if you want some good brushes and you're a face painter and you do it all year long, I do suggest going and checking out those brushes because it's a good little kit. I do about 2, maybe 3 layers in some areas of this white paint. This white paint dries and it crackles and it flakes everywhere and I hate it. I suggest using Mehron Paradise paints. Those are the best paints you can get. But this does the job because I don't have any white Mehron paint right now. Taking my Makeup Forever Flash palette, I am using this brown shade and a little bit of this tan shade. And I'm just kind of dabbling and dotting that around the mask to make it look dirty and kind of worn in and not so perfect and white. So just in random areas, kind of dotting that all over the place. Then taking my Mehron Paradise paint in black. First, before that, using my Beachberry Mehron Paradise paint, I am making the red lines he has on the mask. So he has kind of like a V-shaped little thing going on there on his forehead. And then he also has 2 little stripes on the cheeks down there. Now I'm taking that black paint and I'm doing all the holes he has on his face. I was following a reference picture to make sure I got them in the right spots. So just find a really good reference picture of Jason and kind of go with it. And then I did fill in those straps. I just did black. Now I am outlining the eye sockets, the eye holes, whatever, in a very thin black line. And I'm also outlining the whole mask along the perimeter. For the shading today, I'm using my Morphe 35C palette, the palette I use in almost every tutorial. I mean, come on. I'm using my taupey brown shade first and going around the whole mask. This just gives for a really good transition in shading. It's kind of the same as if you were doing an eye look. You want to use a transition shade first, and then you want to go right along that line with a black and blend it into the transition shade. Do the same for the eyes. This technique just helps the mask look more like a mask, makes it look more 3D and not so flat, makes it look like a mask is actually sitting on your face. This works for clothing and other things that aren't part of your face, but, you know, look like an extra, you want it to look 3D, so that's just going to help give that effect. I don't know what I was trying to say. I am contouring my jawline a little bit. And then I go along those eye holes and that whole mask with another line of black paint. Pop on your wig if you want to wear one. This one is from He Hair. It is a gorgeous white silver wig. I thought it went perfect with the whole look. Then I'm taking one of my Bdellium tools. It looks like a toothbrush. You can use a toothbrush if you wanted to, but I love this little brush. It works so perfect. I just get the brush really wet, dip it in my red paint, and then fling it wherever I want to, and it helps make the appearance of blood splatters. So I did a lot on my chest and on the side of my face. I got some in my hair on accident, but that's okay. You could even add some real blood, like fake real blood, you know what I mean? To it to give a little bit more of a gory look, but I just stuck with the paint. That's the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed my Friday the 13th inspired makeup tutorial, part of my 31 Faces of Halloween. Make sure you're subscribed to see all of my Halloween looks, and I'll see you next time.